Pakistan-Afghanistan international border in the best possible way to manage it well and to ensure security and stability on this side of the border. And needless to say that we have no doubt that if Pakistan's side of the border is secure and stable, and the movement on both sides is controlled, it is definitely going to have a positive impact on the other side. And that was the sole reason, of course, staying stable on our side, but also trying to get it reciprocated on the other side. How did it unfold? What kind of assistance did we get? What kind of a response did we get? How will we reciprocated on this account? I will talk about it as I go through my brief. To start with, let's just talk about the events immediately preceding 15th August and what has happened after that in the here and now. And then I will take you slightly back in the years to kind of contextualize of what efforts have we been making all along. Now, the details that I will be sharing with you, most of these details have been shared with you on different occasions of what we've been doing. But to talk about it once again, to reiterate what has been done, the idea is to contextualize the whole thing and how it was directly related to what was happening in Afghanistan. Preceding 15th August, on several instances, the notified border crossings on Pakistan-Afghanistan international border, they were closed and reopened because of the fluctuating situation on the other side. Then, on more than 2 occasions, several Afghan soldiers belonging to the Afghan National Army, they entered Pakistan seeking a safe passage because there were fears of Taliban attacking their posts. They were accepted, they were looked after, and they were given the safe passage back into their country under the military norms. And we also shared these details with you on a couple of occasions. While we were anticipating the way situation was going to unfold, and there was a chance of instability along the border, so we moved our regular troops already deployed in the border regions. We moved our regular troops on the important notified crossings at the Pakistan-Afghanistan international border to ensure that the border control was well managed. As you would know that there are about 78 crossings along Pakistan-Afghanistan international border, with 17 of them being notified, and all the illegal crossings in this lead up were closed. Immediately after 15th of August, as things unfolded, the terminals and all border crossings have been kept open because I think notified crossings. Convoys are also continuously moving on both sides. Right now, the biggest base in the near immediate vicinity of Afghanistan for evacuation of foreigners from Afghanistan is in Pakistan. I think more than 5,500 foreign nationals have been evacuated. There are, I think, as of now, we have the figures of about 113 flights which have landed from Afghanistan in Pakistan, in Islamabad, mostly military aircrafts and commercial aircrafts. So I would say that the situation right now along the Pakistan-Afghanistan international border is fairly normal. And alhamdulillah, there has been no untoward incident in the border regions. So, summing up the situation, I'll now just try and contextualize the efforts that when we started these efforts and what was happening when we were undergoing different phases of the operations that we underwent. Let me establish it right at the start. I think other than Afghanistan and other than the people of Afghanistan, the biggest victims of this conflict have been the people of Pakistan. We've had the maximum brunt of whatever has unfolded in Afghanistan ever since the Soviets invaded, followed up by the Afghan jihad, then the civil war, and then the war on terror in the last 2 decades of the century. Pakistan has continuously been victim of this. 86,000 plus lives lost, $152 billion of economic losses, and still counting. Let me just dilate on how Pakistan's armed forces have coped with the challenge in the last 2 decades and continuously invested in improving the security situation along the Pakistan-Afghanistan international border. While we were involved in this war on terror, during the last 2 decades, we've had 3 major escalations on our eastern border.